Thank you, Jason David Frank.
And Mr. Saban.
And thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing.
And don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified when we upload new content.
That's Tom.
And that's Chris. They don't know yet.
Nope.
Confused? You should be. So stay tuned. It's PRNT time.
After 10,000 years, I'm free! It's time to watch PRNT!
Welcome, Rangers,
to this episode of PRNT, your source for all things Power Rangers. Let's explain what's going on. Over our break, I tried a science experiment and it went wrong. So now I'm stuck in Chris's body.
And I am in Tom's. I'm not complaining.
But instead of freaking out about it, we decided to make it into an episode.
Right. Well, we got thinking about it, and we remembered that in the Power Rangers universe, body swaps happen all the time.
Right. The minds swap, but the powers don't.
I know, right? What's up with that?
Well, I think I have a theory about that.
Of course you do. What is it?
Well, I think it has to do with how the Rangers connect to the Morphin Grid.
So, they're morphers?
No. I think there's another gate between the Rangers Morpher and the Morphin Grid.
Why?
Well, if there wasn't this gate, that means that if a Morpher got lost or stolen, anyone could use it.
Which would be bad, right?
Right. So the question is, what opens this gate?
Didn't Zordon answer that question? He talks about the Morphin Grid connection, and it connects through their spirits, right? Billy, you are patient and wise. The Triceratops will be yours.
So you're saying that the spirit of the Rangers is what opens the gate between the Morpher and the Morphin Grid?
Right. I'm right? Yes?
Well, no.
Oh.
I think that the Morphin Grid identifies a good Ranger by their spiritual qualities, but when it comes time to access the power, I think the secret is in the Ranger's DNA.
DNA. Why DNA?
Well, I think that identifying by spirit could be a little risky.
Why? Isn't spirit supposed to control everything?
Well, people can have similar spirits, so the Morphin Grid could get confused, so it might unlock the gate for the wrong person.
So what you're saying is that DNA would be better?
Yes. DNA would be better because nobody shares the same DNA.
Well, except for identical twins. I have identical twin sisters, right? So.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, I think it makes more sense that the Morphin Grid would use DNA as the password to unlock the gate between Morpher and Morphin Grid.
Okay, so back to our main point here. How does that relate to the fact that the Rangers, when their body swapped, that their powers stay with the body and not with the spirit?
Well, in episode 16 of Mighty Morphin...
which is the episode before the first appearance of Tommy. I love you, JDF.
Billy and Kimberly go through a mind swap, Billy's mind being in Kimberly's body and vice versa. But when it came to morph, Billy's body still wore blue, even though Kim's mind was inside.
Okay. All right, I see what you're saying. That was a big, messy episode, too. I stuttered a bunch.
So this proves that DNA, not spirit, is what unlocks the gate between Morpher and Morphin Grid.
Okay, I kind of see what you're saying. And moving away from Mighty Morphin, we know that DNA does play a big part in some of the other Ranger powers.
Right. In Time Force, Jen had to use Wes in order to unlock the Chronomorphers because it required DNA that was similar to Alex.
Plus, when they morphed, they had those cool little DNA strands. So, it's definitely pretty clear that DNA is a big part of the Time Force Rangers.
Right. And in RPM, the Morphers used DNA signatures and bonded to the operators for life.
And it also explains why the Morphin Grid chose the ancestors of the modern-day Rangers from Mighty Morphin in the episode Wild West Rangers.
Right. Now you may be wondering if all the Morphers are DNA linked, and the answer to that is no.
And the proof of that comes from an episode of SPD. If you remember, Jack let Sky use the Red Ranger Morpher to defeat a villain that had killed Sky's dad. So it's kind of a little redemption story. Yeah. So based on that, it's clear that the DNA gate has to exist between Morpher and Morphin Grid, right?
Right. So
okay.
The DNA of the Rangers unlocks the Morphin Grid, and the Morpher determines what powers they get. Okay,
I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around this. Let's link this to a modern day thing, okay? So in our way, let's say that the Morphin Grid is like a computer network. And so the DNA could be like, I don't know, the password to access the computer network, and then the morphers would be the hard drives on the computers.
Exactly.
Yes.
And what's on my hard drive is different than what's on yours.
Right. So even though we both have access to the same network, the information we use is different.
I think we made a pretty good case for our claim that the Morphin Grid identifies Rangers based on DNA and not the Ranger's spirit.
Right. Okay. So, just kind of recap, minds are switched, but powers stay with bodies because Morphin Grid identifies based on DNA.
Right.
Right. Okay. So, I think I get it. Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? Be sure to leave a comment down below.
Or contact us on any of our other social media.
Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing.
And don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified when we upload new content. And as we sign off, our hope is that the power will always protect you.
Let's power down. Hey Rangers, thanks for checking out this episode.
If you want to see more, be sure to click the link to the left to see our most popular video.
Check out the link on the right to see our most recent upload.
And aim for that button in the center to subscribe if you haven't already.
And if you still want more, be sure to check out our social media pages where we post all sorts of things to be your source for all things Power Rangers.